testing. Hey, what's happening, everybody? JayShockblast here, and wow. I can't believe I've got every character in this game. It's been a trip. It's been crazy. I appreciate every single one of you for all your support as I made these videos. You have no idea how encouraging it was to see so many people commenting, asking for me to post different characters. Just really genuinely excited about what I was doing. Really made it worth it. One of the requests that was made was to do a video that in the one video showed off every single character in the game. And it's going to be a long video, and I'm doing it all in one take. Everything that you see right now is going to be done in one take, with one shot, just me talking straight through, showing off every character in the game. And so if I make any mistakes, please don't hold it against me. I'm not doing any research. I'm not looking at anything as I talk. I am doing this all in one shot, and I'm doing it for you guys. So thank you again. I really, like, it just blows my mind, the support I've had on this, and just everybody being so patient and encouraging me. I'll be honest with you, the end of the game is a little frustrating when it gets down to doing some of the races, especially anything that requires flight. It's just the mechanics are not very good when it comes to flight and those types of things. So what I'm doing now is I don't really need any of this, but I'm just turning it on anyway for the hell of it. So thank you to everybody that's a subscriber, especially if you're a new subscriber, especially if you're an old subscriber. I would just thank you to everybody. Definitely thank you to my girlfriend Pam, who has been very patient with me and allowed me to spend so much time with us. What do you mean 114 and 115?
Not funny.
Okay, I didn't mean to turn on the mini characters either. Yeah, so seriously, she's been awesome. A lot of time went into all of this. It takes a lot of time to, search out this entire map, doing like literally everything that there is to do, finding every character there is to find, doing all this stuff. Yeah, I don't have that, so I now officially have everything. So Stan Lee, I didn't think I was going to get Stan Lee because I couldn't find Stan Lee in peril, and as it turns out, he was hidden behind this icon right here. That's when I got stuck. So in any event, oh, wait a second. Hold on just a second here. For some reason, I don't think I have Stan Lee here. Yeah, I do. I don't know what he's doing above the big top right now, because I have him right there. But in any event, I'm going to go in alphabetical order. And I'm not going to necessarily do every move there is to do and all that stuff. Just going to really do a quick demonstration of each character, talk a little bit about them as much as I can, and we're going to go from there. So first of all, we have Iron Man. Iron Man has a bunch of different costumes, as we know. He flies, he shoots two different projectiles. Some of the Iron Man, let's see. So that's Mark 6. We got Mark 7. Not a huge difference between the two. They do the same thing. If you hold it down, he shoots his little, or he can lock onto stuff. If you hold it down here, he does this little blast out of his chest. There's also the Mark 42. Now, Mark 42 is the most useful of his armor because it shoots this projectile beam, which definitely comes in handy. It also has, the missiles. So you're able, with this armor right here, you're able to destroy both silver and gold, obstacles, whatever you want to call them, objects, which is really clutch because, I mean, in some areas it's just annoying to have to switch back and forth between them. There is also just plain old Tony Stark, There he is. He's kind of boring. Then we've got underwear, which is kind of lame, but whatever. It's part of the level. It's a kid's game. I get it. We've got the heroic age, which is kind of a cool looking piece of armor. It's not bad. He does all the same Tony Starky things. You know, whatever. And then we have the Heartbreaker armor, which obviously is from the movie, which is kind of cool. This actually, the Heartbreaker does the same thing as the Mark 42. You know, not really going to be many instances where you'll, you know, need to have one over the other, but then I think that's it, except for the original, the Mark 1. So here's the thing about the Mark 1. You don't really want to get stuck with it because, you know, yeah, he does those things, but he doesn't fly. He just hovers. So, and he doesn't even hover long. So, yeah. In any event, that is Iron Man. Next we have Hulk. Hulk smashes. He is considered a big character. He's got the clap move. He can pick up the rock and throw it. And, of course, he is one of a few characters that can actually transform. And he shrinks down to Bruce Banner, the Mark Ruffalo version of Bruce Banner. So one of the challenges with characters that transform is you kind of have to mash the Y button a few times. You have to do the same thing with Spider-Man. So here he is, Spider-Man. He's got this awareness sense where he can locate things that are you know, hidden. You know, obviously he shoots projectiles. And he web swings, except for on this helicarrier. So let's just get the hell off the helicarrier. Yeah, so that caught me. Alright, I honestly have never done that, so I guess you can't dive unless you dive off the diving thing. So we're going to dive off of it. And we're going to go really fast. And there we go. We can swing like Spider-Man. So the thing about Spider-Man swinging, you have to like hold down A and then press A again. It's cool though. I mean, they got the animations really well. I appreciate that, but, you know, as opposed to guys that fly, yeah. So there we go. He goes upside down too. So as opposed to guys that kind of fly, oops. Get out of here, Nova. All right. As opposed to guys that can fly, oh yeah, so this is what I'm talking about with the Y. You know, if you don't button mash with it and like press it, hold it down, you get Peter Parker. And he's got the camera. There are camera missions where you take pictures. It's kind of busy work, but whatever. If you don't kind of button mash, you go back and forth between them. So then there's also Future Foundation Spider-Man, which I like a lot. I like this... you know, he does all the same things that regular Spider-Man does. I love the Future Foundation outfits, the kind of white. That's just me. No, I don't want to... See, now he's going to switch back to Peter Parker. So now we have Captain America. This is classic Captain America. You get him by doing the Statue of Liberty bonus mission. You know, he's got the shield throw... I love the touch of having, you know, the Captain America, all the different... Anytime that somebody, like, throws something or locks onto something, they've got, like, their own special graphic, which is pretty cool. He also has this, you know, shield motion, which is kind of cool. Now we have just regular Captain America. There's not a huge difference between the two. I mean, you can really barely even tell. I mean, this Captain America basically has, you know, a couple little white marks on his shoulder, and his outfit's a little bit darker. Whatever. Now we got Mr. Fantastic. Mr. Fantastic, Reed Richards. He is useful. He's the only character that is able to go through grates and stuff like that. So you definitely need him. He also flattens like a pancake and can glide. He also, if you hold down B, turns into a teapot. You do get an achievement for doing this, so there's really not much usefulness to it. So we'll transform him back. And then, of course, he has his Future Foundation outfit. So there it is. We've got Hawkeye, movie Hawkeye. I'm not a fan of movie Hawkeye as far as the way he looks. I love classic Hawkeye. Unfortunately, he was in the DLC. His arrow is good for destroying silver things. And if you press B, he shoots 3 arrows. So there he is. Black Widow, you know, I actually used her more than I thought I would. She does go invisible. One of the few characters that does that, so that's pretty important. I like that she's just plain invisible. You'll see what I mean when I show you Invisible Woman, which is ironic. She's an acrobat, so she bounces around really well. And there are some missions where you need somebody who is pretty agile. She was kind of my go-to in those missions. Next up we have Wolverine. This is the default Wolverine that you're going to see throughout the game, with no cowl on. You can kind of see on his back. There's the cowl, it's down. You know, this is not my favorite look, but I guess is what they went with. And then there's a one with the cowl up. And this is kind of a classic Wolverine, too. You know, his famous cover where he's got his cowl down, ironically, and the finger kind of waving. So it's got the brown. I would have liked to have seen just the same outfit that we just saw a minute ago. Obviously, he's got the claws. One thing that's unique about Wolverine is he doesn't die. He just regenerates. And there is an achievement for that as well. Regenerating as Wolverine. He's got that awareness sense where he can figure out stuff that's going on. Or that stuff that's hidden, I should say. And also, he can dig. And there are some claw-based devices where you can only open doors and stuff like that with somebody with claws. Here we've got the Human Torch. I use the Human Torch a lot because he's got fire and because he's cool. I love characters that fly. They did a really good job with the way he looks here. That fire looks pretty dope. I like characters that can fly because it's just easier to get across the map and get where you want to be. He shoots fire. I like the flame on, flame off. Let's see. We've got Thor. Excuse me, like I said, I'm live. Thor, I love Thor. Thor is one of my favorite comic book characters, top 5 of all time. He's got Mjolnir. He becomes an electricity-based character. Once you power him up. It's not automatic. He does throw his hammer. He also counts as like a big character, like Hulk. So he can bash through some walls. But I don't think he can lift, like there are 2 handles. I don't think he can do that, but he can definitely bash through some walls. Next up we have, there's also a classic Thor outfit. Eventually, allegedly, possibly. Classic Thor.
Hammer time.
This has never happened. Who the fuck is that? I don't know who that is.
Watch it, buddy.
Alright. Classic Thor. There he is. So, again, classic Thor. No beard, no sleeves. Does all the same stuff, but just has that classic look of, you know, the olden days. Alright, 90s Cyclops. There you go, right there. I think that was Jim Lee. Good looks. I like it. Definitely a good looking Cyclops. You know, very classic look to him, which is fantastic. He punches stuff, and he shoots lasers out of his eyes. I love the way he like kind of moves, like the actual animation of it. If you hold it down, he shoots the fire, so that's pretty cool. He does have an alternate skin, Astonishing XMen. Wouldn't have been my first choice. I would have loved to have seen Phoenix Force Cyclops. That would have been pretty cool. Obviously, he does all the same things. But, excuse me, not as cool. So, Jean Grey. Here she is. With that classic 90s Jean Grey look. I don't use her very much because she does not fly. She is a telepath, though. So, she can actually sense things there. And then if you're, yeah, right, see, if you're near somebody, she can, you know, do the mind control stuff. You know, this is a classic one. Everybody was really stoked about Phoenix, so here's Phoenix. Now, I love her animation when she's stops moving. She's kind of, you know, that right there. That's pretty cool. She shoots fire, she does the mind control, and she flies, and it's got the Phoenix kind of flying out of her. So that's pretty cool. Then you have Storm, who I think is kind of cool. Although she doesn't really fly, she just kind of floats. She does shoot tornadoes, which is pretty dope. It puts out fire, so that's kind of cool. There will be plenty of times where you need to put out fire, so be ready for it.
Is it a
Beast. Beast and Sabretooth are basically the same character. They just look slightly different. They both have like the awareness mode where they can see the things around them. Beast has claws like Wolverine. He runs like an animal, which he is. I picked a bad time to do this because I'm starting to get tired, but I'm gonna you know, go right through it. We're already almost 20 minutes in, and I know there's gonna be a long video. Iceman's one of the cooler characters in the game, and at some point I'm gonna make a video where I go to the top of the Empire State Building and just glide down, because this is what he does when he does a double jump. So I'm going to do that from really high and see how far I can go across the map. I also love the animation where he kind of ice skates across the map. Obviously he shoots ice. You're going to use him a lot simply because there aren't many characters that can put out fires, and he's one of them that you have pretty much the whole game. So next up we have Invisible Woman. So this is what I was talking about going invisible. She does it with this telepath kind of bubble thing going on around her. So she doesn't move as freely as, say, Black Widow or Nick Fury do.
Watch it, buddy.
So yeah, otherwise she just kind of fights. And she does, at range, kind of shoot a little bit of projectile or whatever it is she's shooting. Next up we have let me actually take a step back because there is a Future Foundation version of Jean Grey. Actually, that's what I was showing you. That was the Future Foundation, and of course this is the regular version. So same thing with Thing. He's got his standard version. He is basically Hulk. Does all the same stuff. Yells his clobbering time. Actually, he does the ground rake instead of the clap. So with the bigger characters, they either do this little ground rake, or they do a big vicious clap. And then, of course, he has his Future Foundation outfit.
Watch it, buddy.
There we go. And I like it. I mean, it looks like he's wearing a pair of overalls, which is kind of cool. So, yeah. Alright, next up we have Nick Fury. I don't like Samuel... I mean, I like Samuel L. Jackson Nick Fury, but I like the classic white Nick Fury. You know, no offense. I'm not, like, saying that to be racist or anything, but I have a hard time with, you know, characters changing race, you know? Like, just to fit a quota or whatever it is they're trying to do. I'm not really a fan of that type of thing, but I guess I don't get to make that decision. I do love Samuel L. Jackson, so I can't complain too much. Then Maria Hill basically is the female version of Nick Fury, does all the same things, and goes invisible. So there's Maria Hill. And then there's Agent Coulson, who looks like a badass and shoots a rocket. There are a few characters that shoot rocket launchers, and Agent Coulson is one of them. You do get an achievement the first time you use Agent Coulson, so that's kind of cool. You also get a co-op achievement if you plug in a second controller and have Captain America and the Human Torch come on the screen at the same time. This is somebody called Damage Control. They are on the helicarrier, putting out fires. Whoop-dee. Kurt Connors is the Lizard. Obviously, he's got the one hand there. And if you hold down Y, he becomes the Lizard. So there you go. All sorts of big attacks. It would be kind of cool if they had a way for him to do like a tail flip, you know, like a tail move, but that's what happens when they use all the same animations. So here is Colossus, another big character. There he is, he does the ground rake. So that's pretty unique to Colossus, I believe. So that's kind of cool. And of course, if Iceman becomes Wolverine, we can do, well, alright, we can throw the car. Then we can also do the fastball special at some point. Eventually, I'll do this fastball special. Alright, I lost interest. Next up, we have Carnage, who is basically Venom and SpiderMan, except for they can go through the Venomy holes where only Venom can go through. So he can shoot stuff. And he's got the awareness like Spider-Man. Oh wait, yeah, he doesn't go to a different mode. Now we have Captain Britain, who shoots a very British looking display. He also has the awareness mode, which is pretty cool the way it puts out like the Union Jack flag. So yeah. He also flies, which is a plus. I don't use him nearly as much as I should, considering he flies, but, you know, c'est la vie. Next up we have Bullseye, who's going to fall flat. And obviously he throws cards, which is pretty cool. And if you press B, he throws 3 at a time. Next up, we have the Blob, who is a big character.
Watch it, buddy. Hello, Timmy. The hero.
Alright, that's the Blob. Next up, we have Blade. I am actually fighting sleep right now, so as it turns out, I said I was going to do all this in one take. I lied. I'm probably going to have to do this in a second take. I was kind of hoping to be able to just put this video right up, but I wanted all to be one video, so I think I'm going to sit that out and just finish everything up first thing in the morning. But I'm going to get through this second row. So there's Blade. You got that little sword attack. And other than that, there's really not a whole lot of... actually, I think he can throw his sword. So there it is. Next up, we have Black Panther, who runs upright, is basically like Wolverine. He does all the same stuff that Wolverine does, except, you know, Black Panther is a politician, and Wolverine is not a politician. So, yeah, there's that. If you don't know what I mean, obviously, Black Panther is the ruler of Wakanda, so that makes him a bit of a politician. Did I mention I'm, like, getting wicked tired? Black Cat, obviously she's got awareness mode. She's very acrobatic, so if you don't want to use Black Widow, Black Cat is a good idea. Thing to keep in mind, though, with Black Widow is she does have the invisibility, which is pretty important. Take a drink to keep refreshed. Next up, we have Black Bolt. So, I'll be honest, I'm a little surprised that Black Bolt is in the game, only because he's the only Inhuman in the game. Now, he is part of the, like, New Avengers comic with the Illuminati, with, I believe it's Captain America, right now Beast instead of Professor X, because Professor X, spoiler alert, is supposed to be dead. So it's Captain America, Iron Man, Black Panther, Black Bolt, Namor, Doctor Strange, and I feel like I'm missing somebody, Beast, and then I feel like there's one other person, but in any event, Black Bolt cannot talk, so his power where it's like he's talking is pretty cool. And all he can do is project it. He can't, like, hold down anything. Oh, yeah, actually, I take that back. He can, so. In any event, that is Black Bolt. Really cool character. I like him a lot. Beetle, I am not going to lie. I mean, I know some people got excited about this, and his video is doing pretty well. I have no idea who Beetle is. And I'm kind of embarrassed to say that. But it's true. I really don't know who Beetle is. No clue. But if you guys are a fan, then so be it. And if you're like me and have no idea who he is, then I guess it sucks getting old. So he can fly. He can shoot stuff out of his hands. Which I guess is okay. Just doesn't have as much protection as Iron Man, I guess. I guess they all have the same protection. AntMan. You know, I get what they're doing, you know, and putting her in the game, but it's a stupid character. I really wouldn't have. She's tough to get. You have to have, like, you have to have 200 gold studs and unlock Deadpool. And then you have to do Deadpool's 3 quests. And you get the Deadpool scooter, the Deadpool chopper, and AntMan as part of the Deadpool quests. This is a throwaway character to me. I kind of wish he wasn't in the game, taking up space. There's definitely other characters I would have liked to have seen. Here we have Arnim Zola, You know, I don't use him really at all. Um, he does have this projectile laser that he shoots. And that's about it. So, there we go. There he is.
If it is.
One of the best looking characters in the game is right here, Archangel. He's got this very metallic silver looking piece. And of course he's got the wings, so he flies. And look at the wings flutter. So yeah, that's pretty cool. So here he is. When you do the House Party Protocol Deadpool mission, there's definitely a lot of stuff to consider. You're probably going to have to come back a second time. That's where they do this. He obviously shoots his metal quills. So yeah, there's Archangel. Obviously he's also in his X-Force colors, which is kind of cool. He's the only character that has that. Next up we have AntMan, who's pretty unique. If you don't turn on the mini characters stud, this really comes in handy. Because, you know, there are going to be plenty of missions where you have to go through some areas as AntMan. And he does shrink down really small, which is pretty cool. And he will not switch back over. So right now we have Aldrich Killian. And I'm not going to lie, when I saw him in the game, I was like, I don't know who this is. I didn't even think about the movie. So this is one of the main bad guys in the movie. This is how you get the Hulkbuster. You have to shoot all these things. I'm obviously going to fail it because I already have the Hulkbuster armor. So, whatever. You can obviously be an AIM agent, and they're not nearly as bad as it sounds. He's got this rocket launcher. You know, whatever. Just an AIM soldier. I already spent way more time on it than I thought I would. Absorbing Man does no absorbing, but he's got this pretty cool little snazzy ball. You know, his signature weapon. B button does nothing. And then you have Abomination, another tall, you know, big character. There's definitely a need for them in this game. He does not transform. Does the same old punching and stuff. And that's that. So that concludes line number 2. There's no way I'm going to make it through the rest of this without falling asleep. So I did sort of kind of lie to you. I said I was going to do this all the way through, and obviously I didn't. I only got lines 1 and 2 done. Debating at this point whether or not it's a little over 34 minutes long. Debating whether I want to put the video up as a part 1 of, we'll say, 4, or how I'm going to do it. I'll probably do it as part 1 of 4. That way you understand how I came to that decision. Because as you can see, there are so many characters available in this game. And then, of course, I've got, you know, these pre-order bonus characters as well. So, in any event, lines 1 and 2 are done. And I'm going to put this right up. And tomorrow, I guess, let's see, we'll do lines 3 and 4, then 5 and 6. And I guess 7 and 8. We'll roll with it. So this is going to be a 4-part series. And I appreciate you guys watching. We will... Alright, so let me take that back. I may wake up in the morning and say, forget it. I'm just going to go ahead and put it all in one video. I reserve that right. We'll see. This could be part 1 of 4, or this could be one huge hour-and-a-half, 2-hour long video. But for now, I'm exhausted. I'm going to go to bed. We'll catch you later. Peace.